Hi, today's topic will cover groupthink. In this video, we will explain to you the symptoms, causes, and prevention of this psychological phenomenon which is quite common in diverse environments, and it can lead to extremely harmful decisions. We'll also show you some case studies where it happened. But first, you might be wondering, what's groupthink? Groupthink occurs when a group is trying to find a solution for an issue. The group becomes too concerned with avoiding conflict, and in doing so, they might accept an idea which is not the optimal solution. There can be ethical and practical consequences of this phenomenon, which have the potential to be disastrous.
There are a total of 8 groupthink symptoms, and these are divided into 3 unique categories: overestimations of the group, closed-mindedness, and pressures towards uniformity. Overestimations of the group is when the group believes that it's greater than what it really is. The group believes that the common interest or goal is resilient against changes and are likely to take extreme risks. Additionally, the group ignores ethics and consequences as they believe that their decisions are morally correct. The second category of groupthink symptoms is closed-mindedness. This is when the group ignores outside influences completely through discrediting and arguing against information which the group sees as conflicting with their beliefs. Furthermore, the group negatively stereotypes other people, rivals, or even members who have lesser knowledge than other members. The third and final category of the groupthink symptoms is the pressures towards uniformity. Members withhold any nonconformist information or ideas from the group through self-censorship or shielding the group from external material. Group members perceive falsely that silence is a form of consent, as those who express against the group and the presence of discerning information may be viewed as disloyal or disrupt group complacency.
The causes of groupthink, which fall under 3 main headings, are important to recognize to tackle prevention. The first and most important cause of groupthink is high group cohesiveness. In a cohesive group, members refrain from speaking out against decisions, avoid arguing with others, and strive to maintain friendly, cordial relationships at all times. If cohesiveness reaches such a level that internal disagreements disappear, then the group is exposed to groupthink. The second factor is structural faults. There are many types of structural faults, all of which are important. Insulation of the group from other groups promotes the development of unique, potentially inaccurate perspectives on issues and their solutions. The group can then become insulated from criticism. A lack of impartial leadership can also be a cause, as this can heighten conformity pressures. Other structural faults include a lack of set procedures and a low level of diversity amongst the group members. The final cause of groupthink is the situational context. This includes highly stressful external threats, difficulties with decision-making, moral dilemmas, and recent failures. Humans can unravel when they must make important, high-stakes decisions. A number of provocative situational factors may push the group in the direction of error rather than accuracy.
A prime example of groupthink was the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor during World War II. Early in the morning during December, the Japanese Navy launched a surprise attack on the American naval base in Pearl Harbor. This was very successful, and the Americans were very underprepared for this attack, primarily because of groupthink. Several symptoms occurred. Many warnings were discounted, such as the precedent for unannounced aggression by Japan versus Manchuria, and all commands being issued with warnings about probable attacks by Japan in the Pacific. Stereotypes also hindered negotiations, as both America and Japan were interested in the Philippines, among other territories. Some members' opinions were discarded, such as a 324-page report written on the subject by a US general. The US Navy also had several large battleship and fleet groups present, which allowed an opinion of immortality of the group, which, as we know, was not an effective deterrent to the Japanese attack. It resulted in significant loss of life and materials, furthermore damaged the ability for the Americans to respond to Japanese aggression in the Pacific for 9 months.
brainstorming is an important tool to use against groupthink, which will ensure the optimum solution is found. Those identified as a leader or higher level member of an organisation or team should not force their ideas to be heard above the team's, as this may result in brainstorming being too narrow. They should allow brainstorm to occur before undertaking too much consultation with the group. To avoid falling victim to groupthink, at the onset of a project, each group member should start by considering themselves to be a critical evaluator. This means that whenever an idea is presented, any group member should feel welcome to express their opinion on the idea, including any objections or doubts. However, every member should feel as though their ideas are being given due consideration, so do not immediately dismiss an idea when it is brought up. Ensure that once a solution has been chosen, it is evaluated against the initial objectives of the project to determine whether it will satisfy the desired goals and whether it is likely to be successful. Ensure there is the ability to incorporate a contingency plan for a situation where things do not go to plan.
As an engineer, it's important to be able to recognize the symptoms of groupthink and be able to put in place processes to prevent this phenomenon from occurring, as typically the profession requires group work.